Hey, what's up guys? In this video I'm gonna talk about sniper rifle hop-up chambers for spring-powered bolt-action sniper rifles. To be more specific, I'm gonna talk about hop-up chambers that are adjustable externally. So right here, like on the SSG24 or the VSR-10 or pretty much any sniper rifle. Most of them have this adjustment, so that's what I'm gonna focus on in this video. First of all, what does a hop-up chamber actually do? It applies variable pressure, so adjustable pressure on top of the hop-up bucking. What this creates is a variable backspin, and that's what you want at a sniper rifle. So here I have a cut hop-up bucking, so we can actually have a look on the inside. I'm gonna take a BB, and here you're gonna see if I put the BB in here, it touches the hop-up nub right here. And you know, basically the air pressure blows it through the barrel and past this little rubber nub, and that gives it a backspin, which is the Magnus effect, the curve that we all want to have when shooting our BB pellet. So the hop-up chamber creates here variable pressure here on top of the nub, and you know, the more you press, the more backspin you get. Obviously here there's lots of crucial factors. You know, you want the pressure to be consistent, you want it to be always at the same spot, you want the surface of, you know, the rubber to the BB to be perfect, and also the surface of the hop-up rubber to the arm should be good. So yeah, that's what those three hop-up chambers do. So let's go through their features, what's a good design, what's a bad design, what can be improved, and yeah, let's just talk about those chambers right here. So how does the variable adjustment actually work? If I move this to the front, this pin that goes through the hop-up chamber pushes down on the hop-up arm right here. You can see it when I move this, you know, this part moves up and down, and that's the variable pressure on the hop-up bucking. Here in the SSG24 one, you can already see that there is a noticeable click. You know, it's quite hard to adjust, which is good because it will not adjust during game when you bump into something. Let's try this on the Marui. Not as good, but also pretty decent. Good enough. It's definitely not gonna adjust during the game. Some people will prefer that it's a little bit easier to adjust. Some people will not like it. So those are pretty much on the same level. Here in the A&K one, it's, yeah, there's like no, it doesn't click at all actually. You can feel some resistance. I think it's supposed to click, but it just doesn't really click. You can't hear it, there is no, so this one will adjust during the game, and you know, you don't adjust it here, you adjust it here on this metal lever. So here in the SSG, this one is, you know, nice and tight. It doesn't wobble in any direction. On the Marui, it's just one screw, not two screws, but still very nice and tight. Here on the A&K one, again, we can see not that good of a design because they're missing this little bent piece, and that's why, you know, when I adjust it on the outside of the rifle, it moves without the hop-up arm being adjusted. So not a very good design right here. Okay, but they do basically all work the same way. You know, they have the hop-up arm, they have the pressure plates, and by moving it forward and to the back, it just adjusts the pressure. Now, before we disassemble then, let's have a inspection on the outside. Here on the A&K, the molding isn't as clean. You can see like scratches here and there. Let's make a little close-up right here. You can see it's not that pretty. It will work though, so that's not big of a deal. Here in the Marui, perfect finish, well made, just like you would expect it from Marui. And you know, also the plastic, it's all nice. Here on the A&K, we can already see again some, you know, I don't know exactly what this is. It kind of looks weird. Not sure if it's molding residues or if the thread's already broke inside there. We're gonna find out later. Here on the SSG24 one, same as on the Marui, you know, nice finish, plastic, it looks pretty decent. Then when we disassemble the chambers, you can immediately tell about, you know, quality control and the way they assembled it. If it's all, you know, if the tension on all the screws is very similar, it means that they did good quality control. It means that they used torque controlled screwdrivers, which is important because then they don't strip any of the threads. Also here in the Marui, feels really nice. Let's go over to the A&K one. Here, when you look at the screw, you can tell they didn't use this tool. The screw head is already kind of screwed up. I don't know what they did right here, but yeah, it doesn't look very good. Let's see if it still works. Yeah, you can still unscrew it. But the material itself, it feels, you know, that the screw has some play to it. So, okay, let's see if I screw it in there a little bit harder. Yeah, see, I can already turn it as much as I want. It's already stripped, so yeah, you can tell whoever assembled this gun, he didn't do a very good job. But I can still unscrew it, so that's good. One difference between those three is the adjuster arms. On those two, you can see that it's from one side. So on the VSR-10 it's from one side, on the A&K it's from one side. On the SSG, however, it is made from two sides, and there's a reason for this. Because the arms on those two are made of polymer, it can happen that since it's only supported from one side, it can flex due to the pressure, which is not very good. That's those side curving effects, you know, from the VSR-10, typical disease from the VSR-10. Same will be with the A&K, and that's something that's not on the SSG. You know, it goes all the way through, it's supported on both sides. So that's a design improvement right here on the SSG. If you're wondering why they all look the same, they're all based on the Marui concept. Marui was the first one to do it, just as always. And then people thought, yeah, it's a very good design, let's implement it to our gun. So here A&K used pretty much the same design. And here on the SSG, it is a little bit improved over the Marui one. Okay, let's go further into it. If you're wondering why on the A&K there's one screw missing, it's because this one I couldn't remove it for some reason. So before the video I actually had to drill it out. The thread just kind of, I don't know if the screw glued it in there or I just couldn't get it out. This one is fine though. Not that big of a deal because the outer barrel will keep the shells together anyways. But of course if you screw them together there's less play, which is overall better. So also here again, 1 minus point for the A&K one. Okay, let's take out the part. Now here when taking apart, we can see how they actually work on the inside. Once again, you know, this part here moves up and down, and that's why, you know, it applies pressure onto the hopup backing. Now, when we look at the way the clicking works, here on SSG24, we have those 10 clicks, this little raster right here. And on SSG, we also have the stainless steel pin, the spring pin, which is the reason why the clicks are so nice and defined, because it's a stainless steel into this zinc metal right here. That's again why it clicks so nice. Here in the Marui, we also have a very nice click system right here, also nice and defined. Here we have the metal one. What I like about this over the SSG24 one is that here we have 15 clicks, so I have a little bit wider range, which is good. So that's indeed a better design than on the SSG. However, the pin that presses onto those, it's made of plastic, which means it's gonna wear over time. And I'm sure you noticed from the Marui VSR-10s if you own one, after some time the hopup just tends to adjust by itself more easily because this pin wears. Here on the A&K one, they chose to use, let me check. They actually used a steel ball bearing, so basically a good idea. The problem is that I guess the negative of it is not really made for something round, but more for something pointy, and that's why the clicks are so wishy-washy. Then what we can also see is the difference of the hopup arms. Here, the one from the SSG is made from aluminium, so CNC machined aluminium, while the other ones are made of plastic. Of course, that's a big improvement because, first of all, CNC machined aluminium is way tighter from the tolerances than injection molded polymer. And what's even more important in this is that there is no flex to the aluminum arm. I can't flex this at all since it's made, again, of aluminum. And since it's also on a steel axis, it means that it can't twist on the hopup rubber. That's why it shoots so nice and straight. That's why it should not curve at all. Here in the Marui, nice and thick plastic. I can already tell, the play on the axis is minimal, which is really important. It doesn't wiggle whatsoever. But since the adjustment is only from one side and it's made of polymer, it tends to flex a little bit, which is that, curving issue that we know from the VSR-10 once you use heavy BBs. This can be improved on the VSR-10, however, because there's lots of parts available. That's so great about the VSR-10 platform, because you can just exchange this arm here, for example, to the Airsoft Pro one. The plastic Marui one here, no play at all. Let's have a look at the Airsoft Pro one. And, well, that's what I expected. That's the problem with tuning parts. The fitting is not always right. Here, as you can see, there is a little bit of wiggling to it. Let's make a little close-up here. It's just not as tight, which means that the surface to the hopup bucking, it can vary. It can be a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right. That's why you have to shim this. You either have to drill this out and make like a custom inlay to make it not wobble anymore, or you have to apply some glue or shrink tube. There's many mods you can make this work, but it's kind of sad that this doesn't fit out of the box. That's something that I hate about tuning, that the parts, they just, in the most cases, just don't fit. Okay, let's go over to the A&K one. Here, okay, here's the worst. Again, it wiggles like crazy. Look at this. Wiggles in all directions, so that's not very good. Also, when you look at the hopup arm, it's very thin here on top. I don't even know what they did here. Here you can see some molding residue, so the molding hasn't been done very good. So probably the tooling is damaged or something. But here on the side, it looks like it's already damaged. And because it's so thin here on top, the flex is, a lot worse than on the Marui. So we'll have this side curving effect on the Snowwolf even more, especially because the play here is so big. No wonder this rifle doesn't shoot that great out of the box. Let's see if the tuning arm fits on the A&K, if we can fix this problem. Yeah, it does actually fit. It presses onto the hopup in the right place. So yeah, that's something you can fix on the A&K with a new arm, but again, you have to shim this arm somehow, because it's, again, see, it actually wobbles again, which is not good at all. Okay, let's put away those parts so we can focus on the rest of the chamber. What you will notice is that there is different loading mechanisms. So here we have the VSR-10 nozzle, here we have the SSG nozzle. You will see that the VSR-10 nozzle is a lot thicker. In front it's 7mm, while the APS-2 style one from the SSG is 6mm. Difference is that on the VSR-10 we need this part right here, because the magazine goes in from the bottom, and because this is 7mm, the BB can actually decide to go either to the back, into the receiver, which would be super annoying. Happens sometimes. If you have a well-built VSR-10, it wouldn't happen, but it can happen. Or it can go towards the front. And that's why we need this part right here. It means that when I push in the cylinder head, it's gonna move up. And then we lost the spring right here, which also can happen while disassembling. That's what's a little bit annoying about the VSR-10. If you have a carpet floor, you will not find this part anymore. But yeah, here again, it just kind of takes out the BB, and then it pushes it into the hopup rubber. Here on the SSG, we don't need this because it takes the BB directly from the magazine. So let's just show this real quick. The magazine is inside like this. And then the nozzle comes and just pushes it out of the magazine like this. Exactly. Some people prefer the APS-2 system, which is the one from the SSG. Some prefer the VSR-10 system. I'm personally a fan of this one because when I take out the magazine, there's no BBs flying out. And I also don't have the issue that I have to press on the magazine while shooting in order to make the BBs feed. because it's always going to be in the same spot, and it doesn't matter if it's, you know, half a millimeter down or half a millimeter up, it's always gonna eject the BB anyways. Here in the VSR-10, that's something that everybody experienced at least once. Sometimes you have to press the magazine further into the hop-up chamber when shooting, so you basically hold the gun like this, press it in there. Because of this chamfer right here, this is what causes the stopping of the BB. If it gets pressed, it can be released into the chamber. If it's not pressed, it gets stuck in there, and sometimes it just doesn't press it enough, and that's why you have to, you know, press it in with your hands. Can be very annoying, and that's why I prefer the APS-2 system right here. Here, let's have a look at how those parts are made. Of course, on the SSG we don't have it, but we can compare these two. Very similar design. Can definitely tell that A&K took this from Marui. I think they're identical. What I do notice though is that inside the A&K one there's like some bubble, like a bubble inside the molding piece. I'm very lucky that it's on the inside, because if it's on the surface this could lead to malfunctions. There again, A&K didn't do a very well quality control. Yeah. Not on the Marui, I mean, you can tell on the Marui because it's not transparent. This one looks solid again, just like everything from Marui. Okay, now let's talk about the inner barrels. This one is the A&K stock inner barrel. This one is a Edgy 601 precision barrel. And this one is the stock SSG24 barrel. Now there's tons of different opinions on barrels, and I don't want to get too deep into it because it's such a controversial topic. Some people swear on stainless steel barrels, some people swear on the brass barrels, and I swear on aluminum barrels for the performance at the given price. When I was designing the SSG, I used tons of different barrels. You know, I tried all of them. I tried Promisors, I tried PDI 601, 603, 605, 608. I even tried the edgy barrels, the ones that come with the tuning kits that I'm selling, you know, with the edgy tuning kits. And yeah, this one performed just as good as all the super high priced ones. And while this one retails for 45 euros and the edgy one retails for 100 euros in Europe, they perform completely the same. So that's the reason why I was sticking with the aluminum barrel. It's coated, so hard anodized, which means there's a very hard surface. It's not gonna work. Still, a lot of people dislike this barrel because it's aluminum, and in the traditional sinking, you know, if it's more expensive, it means that it performs better. In my opinion, that's just all bullshit. This barrel gave me basically the best performance, just as good as the edgy one, just as good as the PDI one. That's why I chose it. But what you can definitely say is that the stainless steel barrel, I don't have one here right now, but stainless steel is the one that's gonna, you know, have the longest lifetime, while with the SSG barrel you can shoot around, let's say, 50,000 shots. Then it's probably gonna, you know, have some scratches on the inside that you should exchange it. Brass should be similar, maybe a little bit longer, you know, let's say 20%, 30% longer lifetime. But again, who shoots like 50,000 PBs through an inner barrel or with a sniper rifle? That's, you know, that's what I shoot, but who plays as much as I do? There's just a few people, I guess. And stainless steel is gonna last, I don't even know, man. It's gonna last forever. It's so hard, you're not gonna scratch this one. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on inner barrels. Again, everybody's different opinions, and yeah. Just try different barrels and see what works best for you. If you're wondering why the VSR-10 edgy barrel has this cut right here, that's actually the barrel that I tested in the SSG. It's made by Edgy himself, this cut right here. I told him to make a barrel that also fits the SSG. That's what I used for testing, and again, they performed, in my opinion, the same in a closed environment, which was a big factory facility in Taiwan, so there was no wind. Okay, let's not talk about barrels anymore. Then hopper buckings. Whole different topic. What I can already tell you right now is that I personally prefer the beefy hopper buckings, so the VSR-10 style hopper buckings. Those just, you know, they seal really good, they're very reliable, they last for a very long time. And, you know, I'm not a big fan of the HE rubbers. They're very thin, they are not as reliable. Sometimes the lips break off, they get damaged more easily, they don't seal as good. They can be made to seal 100%, but it's not as easy, so I prefer the beefy ones of those three. There's different types of hopper rubbers available. There's flat tops, there is like diamond cuts and Autobots and freaking W holes. Tons of hopper buckings available. I'm gonna make an entire video just dedicated to hopup buckings in the future. If you don't want to see it, let me know in the comments. If you want to see technical stuff like this, also let me know in the comments. Now let's talk about hopup arms. All of them have a 2-prong design. Again, Marui was, I think, the first one who came up with this. Then other manufacturers, just like me, we followed this trend because it works really good, makes it shoot very accurate. Disadvantage of this, however, is hopping super heavyweight BBs like .49s can be challenging with this design, and there the flat bar is better. And since, you know, even heavier BBs are coming out soon again, I might switch to a flat profile on the SSG. I actually released the hopup arm a few days ago, which can hop the .49s without any problem. If people are gonna like it, I'm gonna drop this one in by standard into the SSG. But for now, we're gonna stick with the 2-prong design. Idea of the 2-prong design is that it creates like 2 bumps inside the hopup rubber, and then the BB places right in the middle of it. Works really good, shoots really accurate, but I found that the flat bar shoots just as accurate. So yeah, when it comes to hopup knobs, there's again, it's a whole class for itself, very complex. There's a lot of factors that influence it, depending on which BBs you want to shoot, which weights at which FPS. Very complex topic. I'm gonna cover this in an own video. What I can say already about the arms is that the Marui one can hop about 0.3 grams. The A&K one can do about the same. SSG one can hop BBs up to 0.46. 0.49 already can get a problem. So that's again a plus point for the SSG. But again, for the VSR-10 and for the A&K, you can just drop in a new hopup arm. This one is made for heavy BBs, so you can fix that very easily. So yeah, summary of the hopup chambers is that the SSG24 one, very nice hopup chamber. The only thing that I would like to improve in the future is that there's more possible clicks, because right now it has 10 positions while the Marui has 15. That's where the Marui wins, but where the Marui loses is you know, the way the clicks feel, how long it's gonna last, and then also that it can curve to the side because of the design of the hopup arm. While this can be fixed, of course, and of course that it cannot overhop heavy BBs, but again, this also can be fixed. So both the SSG one and the Marui one are really nice chambers. Like them a lot, have used them in my personal guns. Great hopup chambers. Here on the A&K one, you do have to keep in mind, you know, before I tell you the negative things about it, this one is a lot cheaper than those two. While the SSG is a 430 euro sniper rifle, the Marui VSR-10 is a 250 euro sniper rifle, and the A&K one is like 110 euros, which is bloody cheap. Price performance ratio on the A&K is just unbeatable because it's so cheap. But just because price performance ratio is good doesn't mean that it's good overall compared to the high class brands, not high class like high performance brands like Marui or Novritsch in this case. Again, what I didn't like is the way it's manufactured. Actually, when you look into this chamber and you make a close-up right here, I don't even know what they did with this mold. There's like so many scratches. You can see that they modified the mold with, I don't even, like sandpaper probably. It's kind of screwed up then. One of the threads was already broken when it came. The screws are already kind of stripped, especially the heads are. Then there was the molding issue with that little feeding piece. Where is it? I can't find it right now. So, and then of course the play of the hopup arm, which is really, really bad. My least favorite chamber of those three, definitely, but considering the price, it's all right. And again, it can be modified to shoot decent. But when you're getting the A&K, keep in mind you have to be a DIY person. You have to know how to modify rifles. I'm sure you can make it shoot great, but out of the box, it's really not usable at all. Marui one, you can use it out of the box. It is a little bit weak because of Japanese regulations. All the internals are plastic and on the back of the cylinder, so it's not going to shoot very hard. But again, it's cheaper than SSG. You can modify the VSR-10 to make it shoot just like the SSG. And you know, SSG is just out of the box solution. That's how it's advertised. That's what it really is. You buy it, you shoot it, shoots great. You don't have to do anything with it. But if you want to tinker, VSR-10 is the way to go for sure. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it wasn't too biased. Keep in mind that I'm personally selling the SSG, so I love my platform. That's what I designed, but I try to keep the video as objective as possible. Yeah, if you want to see more videos like this, if you want to see more techie videos, let me know in the comments below. If you think they are boring and you just want to see entertaining stuff, also let me know in the comments below. This is Novritsch, and I see you guys on the next video.